impact the crime has had on them. John Wilson, who is now 36, was released last week. Katrina Renton spoke to Michelle's family.
She was off a person for winding people up. The boys were able on the computers and that, so we changed their passwords without telling them and just sit and watch them laugh. And she was very into music. She used to go out with discos with me and she wanted to play music. She loved her music. And she was just your typical teenage girl, of course. You'd never expect a thing in the mining village to happen like that. Somebody comes in a bus, premeditated with a knife, jumped out from behind the shops and stabbed her 10 times.
You lost your sister. How's life been without that?
We were very close, and it was just hard knowing that you're never going to get to see her again and see her grow up and enjoy life and do what the rest of us done growing up.
John Wilson was released last week.
So he's back out in the streets, in the public, and that's when it sort of hits you, realising now he's getting on with his life and Michelle's dead in a grave. And it's reality, it hits you then.
And you've been campaigning for Michelle's Law. Do you feel that you've had better communication because of what you've done with the parole board?
And one of the biggest things we were fighting for in exclusion zones, we don't want to be seeing him in the supermarket, in air, or wherever we are, on our daily jobs. So that was one of the main things we wanted, was to him make sure he can't come back into Ayrshire.
So you've achieved that for Michelle?
That is achieved, yeah. He has got licence conditions that he can't come back into Ayrshire.
Kenny, you were there when you gave Michelle CPR. You watched your sister pass away. How the impact on you for that must be enormous.
The impact on that for that night is something that will haunt me for the rest of my life. It's difficult to put that into words. How do you comprehend? It's something that you don't ever expect to have to do.
You've made some inroads, as your dad was saying. There's more to be done.
I think it's important that these people making these decisions take into account the impact this has had on families. It's easy to just sit and focus on him, and everything seems to gear towards them, giving them a better life, making sure that they get out and they build a new life. For us, you're forgotten about. I don't even think you're an afterthought if you're a thought at all.
In a nutshell, what would you like to see happen as a result of Michelle's death, as a result of the developments from Michelle's Law? What needs to happen next?
I think giving victims and their families a bigger say. Let them have a voice, let them speak up, take into account the impact that these crimes are having on victims and their families. Take that into account when you're making these decisions.
So that's not just the parole board, that's kind of...
I think as a whole, and I think tougher sentencing, have a deterrent. At the moment there isn't much a deterrent.
We've always kept our name in the limelight, those that are forgotten, and hopefully we can prevent it happening to somebody else.